bulbs? What do you call these strings? And what do you call this junction between the neuron and the muscle? And this is the neuromuscular junction. And if you don't write that answer down on the test, you'll miss it.
What are those called again?
These, this is skeletal muscle. The bulbs are synaptic end bulbs. Whether they are here or there. Now you'll see on the sheet that I gave you at the bottom, neuromuscular. So this is a neuromuscular synapse. Neuromuscular synapse. So you see that on the bottom of the sheet here, we're trying to get rid of doctors' names, but the Schwann cell will be around forever, probably. Now we go to 3 F's. The axodendritic and the axonal. Got we one out? So on this model, we have 2 out of the 3. And these are synapses where the signal, they're not actually touching, the tissues are not touching each other, but they're close enough that electricity will go across them, or chemicals will go across. So where a synaptic end bulb from one neuron impacts the cell body of another, this is called the axosomatic synapse. The end bulb is synapsing with the soma, axosomatic. But then you see up here, here's a better one. Up here is a end bulb that is synapsing with a dendrite. This is the axodendritic synapse. And then on one model, still here because it's a new one, is this one that is at the beginning of the axonal process, the long singular process that carries messages away, is this axonal synapse. Axodendritic, axosomatic, axonal, neuromuscular. That's the synapse that you're responsible for. And then under neurolemma, does it say, or under the synapses, it says organelles.
Cellular organelles.
Cellular organelles. What's the big ball in the center?
Nucleus.
Yes. What's the blue spongy thing or pancake pile with red dots on it? Rough ER.
R. The ribosomes are on there.
What's the pancakes with no sugar, red sugar on them?
Smooth.
Smooth ER. The red flat pancakes with strawberry syrup on them are the Golgi. This is the Golgi body. All of those things are fair game, and I think if she doesn't have them labeled, then you better go back. I think she's got them labeled. The yellow things are lysosomes. The red hot dogs are mitochondria, responsible for all of those. Okay? The part right here with the axonal synapse. Here's the axon. This is coming from the telodendria of some other neuron somewhere. this part right here that is cone shaped, and you can see the cutaway, it has the fibers that are converging and coming down into the axon. This cone shaped thing is called the axon hillock. And I think I wrote that in, didn't I? It's up there under number 1. Oh, no, it's right there under, yeah, okay. Then the initial segment of the axon hillock. So the cone-shaped thing is the axon hillock, that's this. But then if I take this much of it right here at the axon, this is actually where the electricity says time to run. And so it shoots down the axon, either inside or jumps along the outside. This segment right here where my fingernail is called the initial segment. So you need to read the question carefully, or listen to me when I ask you carefully, because I'll ask you, what do you call this initial structure, or this beginning segment, or something like that. But the segment where the impulse is generated is called the initial segment. And then, you know, those folks in that 5-week class, they were so overloaded that in the exam I said, what do you call this initial segment of the axon? And nobody got it, because its name is initial segment.
What about this node of Ranvier?
Node of Ranvier.
Yeah, what?
It's a French. I won't use. I can't believe it's brand new and they've already marked it with blue marker. Okay. Node of Ranvier is, and these are the neurolemocytes, by the way. Here's one. Here's a piece of one. The neurolemocyte with the outer covering is the neurolemma. Here's the nucleus of the neurolemocyte. The neurolemocyte produces the myelin sheath, which is these layers of yellow here, over this single process that is the axon. The plasma membrane of the axon is called the axolemma. That's on there too. You're responsible for that. But between each of the neurolemocytes is this area where it's constricted, and that is called the bare area or the node of Ranvier. Bare in the sense that there's none of this myelin. Do that nerve impulse extra credit sheet that I gave you initially, impulses of electricity will jump from node to node to node, and they move much faster than going through here, which is pretty cool. Any questions?